Good afternoon from Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in sunny Lauderdale by the Sea. This is Brian Kuzmar with our daily update. And as you can tell, I haven't hit the pause button. I'm not that powerful. But it looks like we have hit a temporary, maybe just today, pause button on precious metals. And I'll show you why. And this is a good thing, too, because I would be really nervous if it just kept skyrocketing up like it has been for the last few days. Let's take a look at gold first. Gold on the New York market closed at 1889.10. Looks like a low of 1871 and a high of 1898. Earlier in the morning, it just kind of busted loose and hit that 1900 side. I mean, we have, for all intents and purposes, and let me move up here, it looks like the world spot prices have stayed about the same. And again, same thing, 1898 is the high in the world spot prices. I don't think it really crossed over that 1900 mark. Maybe on some websites it did, depending on what kind of spots or the fixes they're using and how they're figuring them. But, you know, for all intents and purposes, I mean, we're like right at the all-time highs, 1900. I believe someone told me the intraday trading high in 2011 at some point was, what was it, $1,920 intraday. I think it closed slightly above that. That was the high for a close. Again, I'm not sure if that was New York or the world prices, but we're right there. We're at the all-time high for gold. And it's very interesting times. I've got a little article I'll show you about this, too, about being at the all-time high and what this really means and how this is probably going to play out. Let's take a look at silver. Silver, wow, this week has just, it was like a freaking rocket. It just took off. A nuclear explosion, as you can see from my show yesterday, with my little bomb that went off at the beginning of the show. And just amazing performance. Let's see, the New York closed at $22.94, so really about 23 bucks. I mean, this is past a 6-year high. It's over a 6-year high. I can't remember the last time it was this high. It was beyond 6 years ago. And let's see what the range was. 22.40 to 23.09, so it did surpass that $23 mark here as a high, intraday high. It didn't close there at New York. It looks like it's backed off a little bit on the world prices, but that's kind of seemed how it's been. The world prices always seem to close a little bit lower than the New York prices, seem to have been for the most part. And it looks like the range there was 22.35 to 23.26. So even a higher high in the world markets today on silver. But again, as I said, a big pause it looks like, because it blew through 19, it blew through 20, it blew through 21, it kind of blew through 22 somewhat. But it's backed off a little bit, and you know, again, I think that's a good thing. It will provide you an opportunity to buy if it stays this way tomorrow a little bit. You know, it's not healthy for a market just to continue to climb and climb and climb, especially at the speed silver was this week. So I really like to see this little pullback. I think it's a good, healthy thing. Look at platinum going, 955, 919, closing a little bit lower in the world markets, but 955 in New York markets. Again, platinum, I guess, is playing catch up with gold. And palladium also kind of hanging where it did yesterday, up a little bit today. But, you know, admirable performance by palladium, a metal that we don't sell much of and nobody asks about hardly, except for a few people. So I was going to show you what I was talking about as far as we're at almost an all-time high for gold. Look, 1888, basically $1,900 is our high. And this was interesting. Gold has only one resistance point left, the all-time high. I mean, that's pretty obvious. I never quite thought of it this way, but that's it. After this, man, I don't want to say the sky's the limit, because that's certainly not true. This thing's not going to go that, well, sky. What does the sky mean, actually? However, well, to me, the sky's the limit means $10,000 gold. I'll place $10,000 gold at the sky. However, it certainly appears that we're going to bust above that 2,000. Where does it stop from there? Are we going to see $2,500 gold, $3,500 gold? Well, I have a gut feeling, and my gut feeling was right the last few times when we've had these big bull markets. And my gut feeling tells me that $2,500 will be our future average once this bull market shakes out. I don't know why, but I think, I should say 22 to 2,500. And this thing could go to 5,000. I mean, I don't know, 10,000. We're in a really strange environment with an economy that we've never seen. Even our old timers, my parents, And their parents, if they were alive, probably seen it. But again, I don't think the number, well, I don't know if we can call it a depression, but wow, I hope it doesn't hit depression-like levels. So anyways, boy, that just kind of threw me off a little bit thinking about that. So yeah, after 1900, I mean, who knows where it's going to go? I think it's going to go quite beyond that. And let's take a look at the Wall Street Journal today, because again, you know my routine and why I say I like to look at this. Jobless claims rise. Well, yes, here, good for gold. I'm highlighting it. When I highlight it and circle it, that means it's good for gold. That's good for gold in the medium and long-term markets, because this is not good for the economy. And if it's not good for the economy and not good for the dollar, it probably means stronger gold and silver prices. So that's a positive for gold, not good for the country. But, you know, listen, we didn't create this situation. We didn't create the joblessness. We didn't create the dollar falling in its buying power. We didn't create the Fed. We just have to live by it. So gold and silver is a great way to protect our money. And don't feel guilty about it. So let's look around some other things. Virus cases surpassed 4 million. You know, let's skip the virus. I'm so sick of it personally. China fortifies Hong Kong's role as a financial powerhouse. God, my gut feeling tells me this has something to do with the price of gold, but well, I'm sure it does, but I'm not sure how much gold trades out of Hong Kong. You know, China has their own gold trading houses and stuff like that now, so we won't talk about that. If you got any ideas or thoughts, feel free to share them below in comments. Pompeii, Homeland Security, blah, blah, blah. And that's really about it. Let's take a look at the Dow. What's it? Because we always like to look at the Dow. 26.6, again, isn't that treading? It seems like it gets these little pumps. You know, it treads water for a week or two in a certain range. It gets a little pump, and it comes down, and it goes down. It gets, I don't know. I've been saying it looks like the Dow has been treading water for some time. So, it, you know, just benefiting from cheap, oh boy, delete that for sure. Benefiting from cheap Fed-fueled money. And commercial, let's take a look at here. I think that's it. I got to the end of our page here. This is Brian Kuzmar from Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. Not a lot to talk about today. I mean, the metals kind of just backed off, and they're kind of pausing, as I said. And but I think we're going to see a stronger, yeah, I'm going to take a shot and say we're going to see a stronger close tomorrow. Maybe not that much stronger, but slightly stronger. I'm hoping we see above a $1,900 close tomorrow. That would be a great way to end the weekend. And above silver, close above 23 in silver. However, who the heck knows? Tune in tomorrow and let's find out. Again, this is Brian Kuzmar, Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. Call me or our store anytime at 954-493-8811. Got any questions about precious metals and gold, silver bars, and other things, feel free to call us. We're open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Mondays through Fridays. And we're easy to find in Lauderdale by the Sea, nice, safe location. And when you come here, you can go take a walk to the beach, grab yourself an ice cream or a drink or something. So, hey, thanks for watching. Tune in tomorrow, and we'll talk about and see what happened.